What is going on, guys? We are back with another episode of Pokemon Top 5s. This week we'll be covering the top 5 mythical Pokemon. A super unique list. A lot of things were hidden behind events and other things like that, so they were kind of hard to get access to. This list, of course, as always, is 100% opinionated. It's kind of based on a variety of things, not just related to how good the Pokemon is competitively. Most mythicals are based 100 across the board, however there are some exceptions now in the later generations. So I mean, we're gonna kind of go over everything, the stats, the move pools, everything like that, but the list is gonna be kind of based more around design and feel more than competitive nature. So without further ado, let us hop in to number 5. Alright, so at number 5, we have the god himself, Arceus. Arceus, of course, is a normal type that has the ability to change into all 18 types in the game when holding the plate for it. It is the alpha Pokemon. It is literally the GOAT. It is literally Godfather. It is literally Jesus Christ, the Pokemon. It's got 120 base stats across the board, making it the highest attack stat, making it basically the highest any of all stats in Pokemon. It's crazy. Highest base stat total. It is DD Pokemon, and despite being a mythical, a lot of people think it's a legendary, which is, just how Pokemon kind of went about it. It's the first mythical Pokemon that was available outside of a myth and was actually available in-game. And it's the only Pokemon that knows how to use the move Judgment, which is a 120 base power move that does damage based on the type of the plate that you're holding. And of course, this Pokemon is known for just being an absolute monster in all competitive formats, like legit. Swords Dance, Extreme Speed, Earthquake, Recover, Substitute, Ice Beam, Shadow Claw. All fantastic moves. I think you're going to see Swords Dance, Extreme Speed on almost all movesets, because obviously on a normal type one, it's Stab, Extreme Speed, which is base 20, which is, plus 2 priority, base 80 speed. Coming from a base 120 attack Pokemon, you're going to wreck house. And then really the plates depend on what you want to have for other moves, or you just go Choice Band, Choice Scarf, those things work as well. Obviously does get quite a bit of coverage moves. The best ones, of course, Earthquake, Ice Beam, Shadow Claw. Those are always very, very easy to splash onto a moveset. And so that is why it is number 5. Honestly, it would be wrong to not have the god Pokemon here somewhere on the list. But without further ado, let us make a little bit of a hard transition into number 4. And with number 4, we have Hoopa. We have Hoopa, the unbound Pokemon. And this thing is crazy. The Mischief Gin Pokemon. The movie, it absolutely showed what it was capable of doing. And this Pokemon has 2 very different functions. It has a kind of a concealed, weakened form, and then a much stronger form that comes out afterwards. Its unbound form has 160 and 170 in both of its attack stats. Absolutely unreal. And its confined form has 110 and 150, so a little bit of offense is taken away, but you add and it is what it is. But obviously different typings, right? Psychic Ghost versus Psychic Dark. I think anyone who's been playing Pokemon Unbound probably knows all about Hoopa at this point, because that's been a very prevalent game this year. But it's obviously tied with Mega Gyarados and Umbreon for the highest special defense stat at 130. It also has the highest special attack stat of all dark types, and it's the only Pokemon with base 160 that isn't a legendary Pokemon. So for all the other Pokemon, it's the only one that isn't a legendary, so it is the strongest of the mythicals in terms of base stats. And of course, its move pool is unreal, with a mixed attacking set that you can run. Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, Thunderbolt, Nasty Plot, Psychic, Psyshock, Dark Pulse are all on the special side. And then you have, of course, Hyperspace Fury, Gunk Shot, Drain Punch, Fire Punch, then Headbutt, and Hyperspace Hole on the physical side. With Trick, you have Trick Room, you have Substitute. Just too many good moves to be able to mention all at once. The sets are a little weird. Obviously, with Ghost, Psychic, Fighting, or Dark type coverage is really, really strong. And of course, on the physical set, it's the same kind of deal. But those coverage moves are really useful when you want to have specific matchups. But yeah, I mean, Hoopa is one of the strongest Pokemon. I think the fact that it has 2 forms and both look pretty damn cool, I think kind of just put it in a tier above. You know, Arceus kind of stays the same looking a little bit, but Hoopa just feels like it is this crazy Pokemon that's so fun to use. Obviously, it can't live a physical hit to save its life, but it is a fantastic Pokemon and a very fun Pokemon to use. Without further ado, let us hop in to number 3. Alright, so at number 3, we have the Victory Pokemon, Victini, the Psychic Fire type. Of course, this one is a base 100 across the board. And Victini is, you know, just very diverse, right? It's one of the better... It's kind of considered one of the better not broken mythicals and legends on the list. You know, being a base 100 across the board, it's not going to overpower you in anywhere, but it has incredible moves that make it very, very strong. You know, you have V-Create, Searing Shot, Bolt Strikes, and Headbutt, Brick Break, Glaciate, Final Gambit, Blue Flare, U-Turn, Trick, Incinerate, Psychic, Focus Blast. I mean, this thing can do whatever it wants to you. Generally, V-Create and Bolt Strike are going to be the moves that you commonly see on the moveset. You know, Fire Electric coverage is quite good. You know, a Stab Zen Headbutt somewhere is really good as well. U-Turn is very good on Scarfs, on choice sets and stuff like that. Final Gambit's also a very good one. And Focus Blast is just very, very nice coverage for a Psychic type in general. And so for me, Victini, but Victini for me, really, the moves are incredible. It's a cute little pixie Pokemon. I like the theme of being the Victory Pokemon. It's super cool. And, you know, just a little chipmunk, super cute, sitting there eating his little, the macaroons. So good, so good. But, without further ado, let us hop in to number 2. Alright, so I know I didn't talk about Victini too much, but Diancie, there's almost not enough time to talk about her. One of the coolest and the only mythical Pokemon that is actually able to Mega Evolve. I think it's a really cool design, a really cool concept. You know, it kind of is a special version of Carbink, which I think just adds to the lore of Diancie. You know, it's the Royal Princess Pokemon. And is the only Pokemon that's capable of moving the move Diamond Storm, which is a very powerful physical rock type move that does spread damage, that also boosts your defense stat, which is really, really strong. For a Pokemon that already has base 150 physical defense when she's not Mega Evolved, when she is, she jumps up to 160 in both attack stats and 110 in pretty much every other stat. So both attacks go up to 160, everything else is 110, and then when it's not Mega Evolved, it's got 100 in both attacks and 150 in both defenses. So very, 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 very strong. Very unique. Obviously, you know, that's ideal, right? A very, very good Trick Room Pokemon when it's not Mega, and then a very, very good fast sweeper in when it is Mega Evolved. So it kind of has 2 different functions. Obviously, Magic Bounce as its ability is very strong as well, kind of stopping entry hazards, stopping other stuff. Very good competitively. You know, it has a bit more of a one-dimensional moveset. Diamond Storm, Moonblast, Mystical Fire, Earth Power, and then Stealth Rock or Trick Room are kind of the only real moves that you see on it. It doesn't really need anything else. Rock kind of has a very unique thing where like it goes after very specific Pokemon, and Fire coverage is pretty good for Steel types, right? So same thing with Earth Power. So you're kind of going with Diamond Storm, Moonblast, and then one of your coverage moves with Mystical Fire, Earth Power. And then really just depends on what you're playing. If you're playing singles, Stealth Rock. If you're playing doubles, Trick Room. It's a very strong Pokemon. I've loved using it. You know, I got back into Pokemon in Generation 6, and so for me, Diancie is one of those really those Pokemon that I saw right away that I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is wild. Just a great Pokemon in general. I love using it. I think, again, like I said, it has incredible design. But I can't keep talking about this, so let's go move on to number 1. Alright, so at number 1, we have my favorite mythical Pokemon, Manaphy. And Manaphy is number 1 on this list for pure enjoyment of using this Pokemon. I don't know how many of you ever got to use Manaphy. I know it's a super hard Pokemon to get with events and stuff like that. It's another base 100 Pokemon, so it's not going to blow you away in terms of stats. But here's the difference. It gets Tail Glow, which boosts your special attack by 3. It gets Hydration, so you can run Rain Dance, and then you never can get Statused. And plus 3 Scald from a base 100 Pokemon just nukes things. Just absolutely nukes things. Surf, Tail Glow, Hydro Pump, or Surf, Scald, Hydro Pump are your 3 water options. Energy Ball, Psychic, Ice Beam are all very good moves. If you want to actually use the Hydration set, Rain Dance with Rest actually makes it so you go back to full HP as well. So you can sweep, heal yourself back up, and keep going. It's better than Snorlax, which is crazy to me. It's just on the special side. And then yeah, obviously the Manaphy movie was pretty good. Obviously it was a hit or miss because a lot of people didn't really love May too much, but the Pokemon itself is unreal. It's actually one of the only mythicals that also have a baby form, which is also pretty unique to it. But for me, I just loved using this Pokemon just in playing the game. And so for me, that is this week's top 5 mythical Pokemon. Of course, if you have a different list than me, make sure to leave it in the comment section down below, because of course, I always love to see your guys' lists. And that's the end of the list for me. I think we have a couple other weeks here before Scarlet and Violet drops, so be on the lookout for those. But I'm going to get up out of here, so thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.